Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
A Christmas Eve fire in Durham. What we've learned from the scene of this fire near an apartment complex this morning.
This Eve starting out very warm with high temperatures in the 60s and 70s for much of North Carolina, but we're tracking two pretty big drops in temperatures between now and New Year's Eve.
Plus, holiday travel. What to know as you take to the sky or hit the road to your holiday destination.
Food banks in need. The holiday season means a spike in demand across our area. How they're dealing with the increase of people as we end 2025. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Destiny Patterson.
And I'm Kelsey Coffey. Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. Chris, we know that we are tracking those temperatures for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and it's going to be much warmer.
Yeah, definitely going to be warm. If that's not your thing, just wait until Friday. We'll give you an update on that in just a bit. Temperatures in Rocky Mount, Durham, and Raleigh at 47 degrees currently. As we head into the afternoon, a very warm Christmas Eve. High temperature in the Triangle around 72. The record 77, so we're just falling a little bit short of that. High pressure takes care of us, keeps things pretty dry as we go through tonight. Heading into tomorrow, after 6 o'clock in the morning, you will see the chance for some scattered showers, most of which just north and east of the Triangle, then moving toward the coast by around 11 o'clock in the morning, and then we're mostly dry heading into Christmas afternoon. So we'll start out tomorrow morning cold. There's your chance for some rain. Notice that temperatures are slow to climb at first, but once we get rid of that little batch of rain, we're back in the 60s and 70s for highs on Christmas Day.
Now let's give you a look at the roads. You're looking live at I-40 and Carytown Boulevard. We are starting to see more cars out there, but those of you who are getting out there early have definitely got the right idea because we know that traffic is going to pick up throughout the day. Of course, we're continuing to stay on top of this and tracking any traffic issues. Make sure that you listen in at 101.5 HD3.
And we're also staying on top of this developing story out of Durham. In the last few minutes, many firefighters have cleared the scene of a fire near an apartment complex on Bertland Avenue. Allie Cadlabar has been there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker for a while now. Allie, this was an abandoned house in the woods that burned.
Yeah, Kelsey, a house fire on Christmas Eve could be a nightmare of a situation, but this house was abandoned, according to the Durham Fire Department. We can see damage to this house, just where this fire was. You can also see damage in the trees as well. But taking you up to Sky 5 video, you can see just how active of the scene this was. Durham fire crews say that they responded around 6 this morning to a fully involved house fire. No one was inside. No one was injured. Durham Fire Department says that it was an abandoned house. Right now, they're waiting on crews. Fire crews tell me they're waiting for an investigator to come out and figure out the cause of the fire, what started it. Of course, we're keeping you updated throughout the morning. Reporting live in Durham, Allie Cadlabar, WRAL News.
Allie, thank you. 3 people are seriously hurt after a shooting in Wake County. Deputies were called to Moonglow Drive near Pool Road just before 8 last night. We're going to show you some video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker that shows deputies at a mobile home with crime scene tape around it. Deputies say they found a man and a woman there who were shot. Both of them were taken to the hospital. Then another man went to the hospital in his own vehicle. We're working to learn more about what led up to this shooting.
It'll be another busy one at RDU. We're giving you a live look at the airport this morning as people travel for the holiday. The TSA predicts more than 44 million people will fly this holiday season. Returning home after Christmas, though, that might be the more difficult part of traveling. The heaviest travel day last year was December 28th with nearly 3 million travelers.
I can say that the focus around the country really is staffing, being fully staffed and ready for the travel volumes, and then trying to get passengers through the checkpoint as efficiently as possible within our wait time standards.
Now, if you're bringing a gift home, it's recommended you leave it unwrapped or you have it in a gift bag. Otherwise, a TSA agent might need to tear away that wrapping paper, and nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, this is like the worst day to procrastinate, folks. Give yourself enough time if you're headed to the airport. In terms of what we're seeing in terms of a cancellation and delays, having trouble with that page over on FlightAware, but I did happen to see that we're seeing about 1 delay Just one, and 0 cancellations. I'll check throughout the morning as well. Otherwise, across the country, we're tracking about 114 through the misery map, as you see here on your screen. And no surprise, a lot of these are in the northeast area right here. Just 29 delayed over in New York and 3 canceled as well. Out west, we are seeing just a little bit of delay in Southern California there. LAX is seeing just 4 delays, and it's not too impossible to think that there are going to even be more given the whole flooding situation. We'll be watching to see closely how the travel situation in terms of delays and cancellations are affecting RDU and over in Charlotte here on the WRAL Live Center.
While Chris is monitoring those flights in the Live Center, we're also keeping an eye on gas prices before you hit the road this morning. Here's a look at the latest numbers in North Carolina, according to AAA. In Raleigh, a gallon of gas is around $2.78. Over in Wilmington, it's about the same. And in Asheville, gas is about $2.73. You can download the WRAL News app to stay up to date on all things holiday travel. You can find traffic and weather updates, plus flight disruptions. That app is free to download.
Now, the holiday season also brings a spike in demand for food banks across our area, and food banks like Interfaith Food Shuttle says the need doesn't stop after Christmas. CEO Ron Pringle says many of their organizations have seen a steady increase of 30 to 50% during the last few months. He says some people have concerns about the future of SNAP benefits.
We love the support that we receive this time of year because the need, of course, is always higher. We want them to remember that we're still going to need their support and to turn of the new year because we are still trying to prepare ourselves, for what lies ahead.
Grateful for the community's efforts during the holidays, but he's asking for continued support after the first of the year.
And time is running out to get your last-minute Christmas shopping done. A lot of stores will have shortened hours today. The Crabtree Valley Mall in Raleigh and streets at South Point and Durham will be open from 9 to 6. Cross Creek Mall in Fayetteville will be open from 9 to 5. Costco will be open from 10 to 5. And executive members, you all can get in at 9 a.m. Target will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Walmart says most of its stores will be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Be sure to check out WRAL.com for hours for all of the malls, major retailers, and restaurants this Christmas Eve.
A Duke nurse accused of sex crimes is facing new charges because another person accused him of assault. 3 people have come forward saying they were assaulted by Jomel Tugato. Court documents say 2 of the reported cases happened back in May. Another one reportedly happened on December 6th. Duke placed Tugato on leave the next day. He was arrested last Friday. The North Carolina Board of Nursing now lists Tugato's license as suspended after his arrest. New court documents show officials couldn't determine whether he was here in the U.S. legally. So we asked Duke whether he was here on a visa, when he was hired, and if he's still an employee. Duke told us he was hired in July of 2023, but didn't answer our question about his immigration status. Tugato is expected to be in court again on Monday. Now, this is the second local nurse this month to face these kinds of charges. Brian Alvarez Ortiz worked at UNC Rex. He's accused of sexually assaulting 3 patients while they were sedated. UNC Rex fired him when they learned of the accusations. UNC Rex and Duke Health set up confidential hotlines for reports. You can call 919-784-1800 for UNC Rex. And for Duke Health, that number is 919-385-3575. Both of these numbers are on our website at WRAL.com.
And a Wendell woman is back home after spending more than a month at an ICE facility in Georgia. This is video of her arrival there at RDU. Border Patrol detained Fatima Velasquez Antonio while she was at work. That was more than a month ago. She was released Monday night. We're told she was in the process of obtaining legal status at the time of her arrest. Now, we've reached out to Homeland Security about this case. We asked why she was initially detained and what went into the decision to release her. We haven't heard back yet. A state trooper in Delaware is dead after a shooting at a DMV facility. Authorities say the suspected shooter is dead too. Investigators say the suspect entered the office in New Castle County yesterday. That's when he shot the trooper who was working at the reception desk. Before he was shot a second time, he managed to get an employee out of harm's way. The suspect was shot and killed by a county police officer responding to the scene. Several other people were treated for minor injuries.
Now, the Powerball jackpot, it could make Christmas Eve an unforgettable one for a lucky winner, maybe even you. That jackpot is up to $1.7 billion. It's the fourth largest jackpot in U.S. history. Now, if you win, you could walk away with a cash value of more than $781 million. That's a lot of money. You can watch tonight's drawing live right here on WRAL before our 11 p.m. newscast. Mother in jail, a 9-year-old girl found dead after months of searching. How police say they believe her mother was involved.
And AI-powered cameras, Raleigh is testing out how they are being used for traffic. We'll explain the difference they're already making.
Kelsey, you were asking about the flossing Santa. There he is. Seems to be pretty happy about the fact that Christmas is warmer than Halloween this year. But there are some showers to dodge. We'll show you when and where that's the case coming up in less than 10 minutes.
I'm also pretty happy about these temperatures. Before we go to break, here are your winning Mega Millions numbers: 15, 37, 38, 41, 64, and the gold Mega Ball is 21. We'll be right back.
$8:14, a Merry Christmas Eve as we start out with sunshine and a few of these high-level cirrus clouds overhead. No harm, no foul with those. Temperatures currently starting at 47 in Clinton, Rocky Mount, Raleigh, and Durham. Roxborough and South Hill, the warm spots on the map at about 55 degrees. All of us warming into the 60s by midday with high temperatures from the triangle southward in the low 70s. That's about 20 degrees above average for this time of year. So we'll continue to see that sunshine with some of those wispy clouds. But again, that's nothing that's going to put a damper on your Christmas Eve plans. We do eventually make it close to 70 degrees in the triangle again on your Christmas day, but it takes some time to get there because of some morning showers. Coming up, we're going to show you when and where those form and when we see another chance of some needed rain coming up.
All right, Chris, thanks. We've got a live picture now at I-40 and Carytown Boulevard, where you can see that traffic is moving pretty smoothly there. Nothing too much for you to worry about. A lot of folks will be out on the road as they are headed to be with their families for the holidays. So just be careful out there. Slow down. Give yourself a little bit of extra time.
Good advice. A California mother is in custody this morning because of suspicion of murder. Authorities found the body of her 9-year-old daughter in Utah. Melody Buzzard was reported missing more than 2 months ago. Authorities say it appears she died from gunshot wounds to her head. Her mother, Ashley, was arrested on suspicion of murder. Melody's aunt says the family is just devastated.
A lot of heartache. Just absolute devastation amongst everybody. It's just unbelievable that a mother could do this.
Melody was first reported missing back in October because her school district noted she'd been absent for a long time. The body of a 6th victim was pulled from the wreckage of a medical plane from Mexico. The plane crashed into Galveston Bay in Texas on Monday. 8 people were on board. 2 people are in the hospital, including a 2-year-old child. Investigators haven't said what caused that crash.
The sheriff over in Chatham County is thanking other sheriff's offices for their support after one of his deputies was shot. Sheriff Mike Robertson says both the Orange and Harnett County sheriff's offices have stepped in to help. Deputy Matthew Mitchell was shot last week while responding to a hostage situation. You can see video from that on your screen now. He's expected to recover. The suspected shooter, Kevin Hammer, died, but it's not clear how. We've asked the sheriff's office for more information. And the town of Garner has a new deputy police chief. Catherine Christian started her career at NC State's police department. She most recently served in Cary as a captain and the South District commander. Christian begins her new role on January 12th.
A North Carolina Republican is urging President Donald Trump not to pardon a wealthy GOP donor. State Insurance Commissioner Mike Causey publicly released a letter about this. He expressed, quote, deep concern Trump might pardon Greg Lindbergh. Lindbergh was once the biggest Republican political donor in the state. That was before he was charged with fraud, bribery, and other crimes. 2 months ago, he hired Trump's former bodyguard, who's now a lobbyist, to help him lobby for a pardon. Causey's letter warned Trump that pardoning Lindbergh would be, quote, signaling that wealth, influence, and persistence can outweigh accountability. Senator Tom Tillis says he's also against pardoning Greg Lindbergh. In a statement, he said, quote, I fully agree. There should be no pardon given the troubling nature of this crime and all the evidence that supported the conviction. Trump has pardoned many convicted white-collar criminals. That includes former North Carolina Congressman and GOP leader Robin Hayes. He was convicted of lying to the FBI about his role in Lindbergh's bribery scheme.
Raleigh is testing new technology at some of its busiest intersections. The city is using AI to better understand traffic and safety in real time. These traffic cameras here are being used along with advanced software to analyze how cars, people, and bicycles move through intersections. The goal is to make signaling more efficient.
Cameras record video, and we're taking that video and trying to turn it into data, and that data can inform traffic engineers to better understand what's happening in our city. So we're using something called computer vision, which is about identifying objects within video and then turning that again into data so that we can provide analytics to allow folks to make better decisions.
That sounds really complicated. City leaders say this is just a pilot program. It does not record or store video or collect personal information. For now, the technology is only being tested at a few intersections across Raleigh.
A popular GLP-1 drug will soon be available in pill form. The FDA signed off on the Wegovy pill this week. Novo Nordisk says the new pill will be manufactured right here in the Triangle. Until now, Wegovy has only been available as an injection. The pill will cost about $149 for a month-long supply without insurance. Now, the plan is to officially launch the pill next month.
High school athletes are getting support from some of our area's top medical experts. A program through Duke Sports Medicine places physical therapists, orthopedic surgeons, and cardiologists on the sideline of local sports games. The people involved say the medical teams help respond to injuries, both big and small. The goal is to improve outcomes with faster intervention.
On top of it, we offer a Saturday morning clinic so that anybody who got hurt on Fridays or during the week can come in and not have to miss school, so we continue the treatment in that area.
Duke medical teams spend thousands of hours each year volunteering in the Triangle.
Carolina Panthers cornerback J.C. Horn is going to the Pro Bowl for the second straight year. He leads the Panthers in interceptions this year with 5 of them. However, defensive lineman Derek Brown is not going to the Pro Bowl despite a great season. Brown leads the team in sacks this year after he missed nearly the entire season last year. Both Brown and Horn are going to be a big part of Carolina's push for the playoffs over the next 2 weeks. The Panthers host the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday at Bank of America Stadium. Hockey for the holidays is back. Watch the Carolina Hurricanes go head-to-head with the Detroit Red Wings for a post-holiday battle. You can catch that game on WRAL Saturday at 7.
The Hallmark Channel is headed back to the Biltmore to film a new movie. The new love story is about acquaintances in the Gilded Age who become a little more than that in present day. Back in 2023, A Biltmore Christmas was filmed there. The new movie will be a part of 2026's Countdown to Christmas. We're thinking about that already. Production begins next month.
Now let's give you a look at the weather, but not here. I guess yes, here. We're looking live right now at Apex. It looks beautiful down there.
But now we've got Vermont.
Now we've got Vermont. If you take a look at your screen, you can see very snowy conditions up there. As someone who grew up in the Midwest, you know, the snow was expected every single year this time of year.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, even here, we're seeing things warmer than normal.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be. I mean, today's going to be like 20 degrees above our normal high, whereas up there, even in Maine, they had reports of a foot of of snow.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you've either got one end of the spectrum or the other.
None of that here.
No, none of that here. Let's bring you back to Apex, where we see plenty of sunshine right now, and temperatures running in the 40s and 50s all across the board. As we head toward about 11 a.m., we're in the low to mid 60s. High temperatures today making it into the low 70s across much of the area. Raleigh, Sanford, Southern Pines, Goldsboro, Durham, and Clinton at 72 degrees. As you head toward the Virginia state line, it's 65 to 70. Not going to need the puffy coat for any kind of Christmas Eve evening plans. Temperatures in the low to mid 50s between 6 and 8 p.m. We're in the 40s by 11 p.m. Let's walk you through Futurecast, and I'll take you to about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And this is when you start to see some showers north and east of the triangle, and this would be some chilly rain. I do think Futurecast is overdoing the intensity of any rain, but similar to what we had just yesterday morning, scattered showers mostly north and east of the triangle that are out of here by about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's after that we start to see temperatures rising. So it is a slow climb in our temperatures, but we eventually make it to about 71 in Benson, 73 in Fayetteville, but only the low 60s in Roanoke Rapids. If we hit 70 on the nose in Raleigh, that would be the 5th warmest Christmas on record. The warmest was 75 degrees back in the 1950s. Cooling down big time Friday. Temperatures come back up Saturday and Sunday ahead of this system right here that brings in some rain Sunday night. Then we start to cool things off big time as we head into early next week. So we see temperatures near 70 Saturday, 20s by Tuesday morning. We'll be back on Fox 50 in just a few minutes.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Merry Christmas Eve to you. Your time now is 7:26. I'm Kelsey Coffey. Here's meteorologist Chris Michaels.
Yeah, and a live look just outside our studio where you typically expect to see this fountain frozen over. Not at all the case this time this morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s right now. As we head toward midday, temperatures in the low to mid 60s with highs making it into the low 70s, especially the farther south you go. Roxborough, Oxford, Henderson in the upper 60s. That'll also be the case on Christmas Day, but we got to get through some early morning showers before we see things warming up. So it may take a little bit more time tomorrow than it does today. More warm days on Saturday and Sunday. Most rain we see coming in Sunday night, and then a big cool down ahead of New Year's Eve. We'll walk you through all those changes. It's a weather roller coaster over on Fox 50.
Let's take you now live out to the roads. This is I-87 at Smithfield Road. You can see that traffic is moving pretty smoothly. That's pretty consistent for what we've seen all throughout the morning. If you are headed out the door, tune into us on the radio, 101.5 HD3. We'll also give you a live look now at RDU as air travelers make it to their holiday destinations. AAA predicts more than 200,000 people will fly in and out of RDU over the holidays. If you don't have your real ID, you'll need to prepare for some extra time as you go through security. Firefighters in Durham working this morning to put out a fire at an abandoned home near an apartment complex. Crews responded to that scene off of Bertland Avenue. The home that was on fire was in the woods near the complex. No one was reported to be hurt. Investigators are working to learn what caused that fire. Next on Fox 50, how food banks in our area are handling an increased demand this holiday season.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, fire in Durham. Dozens of firefighters work to put out a fire at a home. What we're learning about the house and the cause of the fire.
Very warm both today and tomorrow as Christmas Eve and Christmas Day get underway. We are tracking a few showers, though, on Christmas Day. We'll show you when and where we expect them coming up.
Plus, busy holiday travel. We've got a live look at RDU on your left and then a live look at I-40 in Raleigh on your right. What to know as you take to the sky or hit the road to your holiday destination.
And food banks in need. As more families ask for help, local food banks are facing new challenges, how they're stretching resources during a critical time. You know, it's definitely that time of year where it's nice to get things, but also nice to give back.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Destiny Patterson.
I'm Kelsey Coffey. It's always better to give than to receive.
Yes.
So, Chris, what kind of weather will we be receiving for this week?
Weather that's not really synonymous with Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I can tell you that much. Temperatures out there right now, mainly in the 40s. You've got some high clouds moving over Apex, filtering the sun a little bit, but it shouldn't get in the way of our temperatures rising. By midday, we're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 60s. It might actually feel good to crack open a window this afternoon as temperatures reach the upper 60s and lower 70s. Here's overnight tonight as we see some clouds starting to move in, maybe a stray shower overnight as well. Better chance of scattered showers north and east of the triangle between the hours of about 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. Very similar to what we had out there yesterday morning. And then once that clears, you're mostly dry heading into Christmas Day during the afternoon. With that said, we'll show you which parts on this map will once again see the chance for 70-degree temperatures on Christmas Day in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Now, let's take a look at the roads out there. We're giving you a live look at I-40 at Carytown Boulevard. The good news is things have been smooth sailing for much of the morning. Not a lot of traffic out there. But again, it's really best to leave earlier rather than later if you're heading out. Make sure that you tune in at 101.5 HD3 to stay updated.
And we're staying on top of a developing story out of Durham. Within the last hour, several firefighters have cleared the scene of a fire near an apartment complex on Bertland Avenue. Ali Kadlabar is there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Ali, what have you learned?
Kelsey, well, right now, crews are still waiting for an investigator to come out here and figure out what caused this abandoned house to go up in flames early this morning. You can see the damage from that fire. You can see it to the structure and also to some of the trees because it's in a wooded area. It's in the trees here back behind an apartment complex by I-85. But taking you to this Sky 5 video, you can see just how active of a scene this was. This was around at 6 this morning. That's when Durham fire crews responded. And we also know that there was no one inside. This is an abandoned house, and also no one got hurt. There was a very active presence here. Right now, we can see fire crews are investigating, just trying to figure out the cause of the fire. Of course, we're staying on top of this and keeping you updated. Reporting live in Durham, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Thanks, Ali. Here in Wake County, 3 people were seriously hurt in a shooting. Deputies were called to Moonglow Drive near Pool Road just before 8 last night. Video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows deputies at a mobile home surrounded by crime scene tape. Deputies say they found a man and a woman who had been shot. Both were taken to the hospital. A second man went to the hospital in a private vehicle. We're still trying to learn more about what actually led up to that shooting. Today, it'll be another busy one at RDU. That's where you're looking live. People are traveling to their holiday destinations. Right now, things are smooth on the airport. That's some good news. Right now, we have 2 delayed flights and no cancellations. Nationwide, there are more than 800 flights delayed, and that number could rise because of winter weather in the Northeast and intense rain out west. So, of course, we'll stay on top of that.
And we're also keeping an eye out on gas prices before you hit the road this morning. Here's a look at the latest numbers in North Carolina, according to AAA. In Raleigh, a gallon of gas is around $2.78. Then over in Greensboro, you'll pay $2.74. And even further west in Charlotte, a gallon is $2.61. Count on WRAL to help you navigate holiday travel this week and into the new year. You can keep track of flight disruptions, traffic, and weather conditions on the WRAL News app. That's free to download.
Food banks in our area are asking for extra help after the holiday season. The Interfaith Food Shuttle says they always see an uptick this time of year, but this month they're also seeing more people concerned about uncertainty in the new year, specifically when it comes to SNAP benefits and a potential government shutdown in January. Time is running out to get your last-minute Christmas shopping done, and many stores, they'll have shortened hours today. The Crabtree Valley Mall and Streets at South Point and Durham will both be open from 9 to 6. Cross Creek Mall in Fayetteville will be open from 9 to 5. Costco will be open from 10 to 5. Executive members, though, you get in an hour early at 9. Target is open now until 8 p.m. and Walmart says that most of its stores will be open until 6 p.m. Be sure to check WRAL.com for the hours of all the malls, the major retailers, and those restaurants too this Christmas Eve.
Time is 8:35 here in the WRAL Live Center. One update that we saw come across the feeds is Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, has outlined new peace plan proposals. This would include essentially breakthrough land concessions. We're talking about a demilitarized zone that would sort of bring in America at some point to talk about what would happen for this land that would be a part of this concession. Now, in terms of will this move forward, that is not clear just yet. Ukraine has been trying to come to the table to try to bring some kind of plan that would bring peace between Ukraine and Russia, but haven't quite made this kind of progress in a while. So to see there is a new peace plan proposal, we'll be watching likely after the holidays to see if there's some growth there, because President Donald Trump is also slated to be a part of this in terms of what would happen with that demilitarized zone. We'll watch for any updates here on the WRAL Live Center.
A Duke nurse accused of sex crimes is facing new charges because another person accused him of assault. 3 people have come forward saying Jamil Ducato assaulted them. Court documents show 2 of the cases happened back in May and another on December 6th. Duke placed Ducato on leave on December 7th. He was arrested last Friday. The North Carolina Board of Nursing now lists Ducato's license as suspended after his arrest. New court documents show officials couldn't determine whether he was here in the U.S. legally. We have asked Duke whether he was here on a visa when he was hired and if he is still an employee. Duke told us that he was hired in July of 2023, but did not answer our question about his immigration status. Ducato is expected to be in court again on Monday.
A Wendell woman is back home after spending more than a month at an ICE facility in Georgia. If you take a look at your screen, you're looking at video of Fatima Velasquez Antonio arriving at RDU Monday night. Border Patrol detained her while she was at work. That was more than a month ago. We're told she was in the process of obtaining legal status at the time of her arrest. WRAL talked to her about how she feels about being back home.
I'm so happy for come back to home with family, and I don't know what you say right now, but thank you for everything and all the people. Thank you so much.
I told her aunt, I said I'm not going to leave Georgia until I have her, and I brought her home. So it's a true Christmas miracle in my opinion.
Now, we've reached out to Homeland Security about this case. We asked why she was initially detained and what went into the decision to release her. We haven't heard back at this time.
You're invited to share your thoughts and memories about former Governor Jim Hunt. He died last week. A book of condolences is available for you to sign at the state capitol building. It's on a small table in the Capitol Rotunda. We caught up with one of Hunt's friends as he signed the book. He spoke of the work Hunt did for North Carolina even after he left office.
Jim Hunt was the example of how to bring people together from opposing points of view and different points of view and coalesce that spirit and that energy to move North Carolina forward.
What a legacy. The book will be available to sign through January 2nd. Then it will be presented to the Hunt family. The public is also invited to the former governor's funeral. Hunt will be laid to rest on Friday. That service will be at 1 p.m. at First Presbyterian Church of Wilson.
Looking ahead, updates to Raleigh's city noise ordinance take effect January 1st. Those changes apply only to amplified sound at bars, restaurants, and clubs. The rules separate everyday noise from low-frequency bass. Now, there are fines of up to $1,500 after 3 violations and an 18-month outdoor sound ban after a 4th. The Powerball jackpot could make Christmas Eve an unforgettable holiday for a lucky winner. Could it be you? I don't know. The jackpot is up to $1.7 billion. It's the 4th largest jackpot in U.S. history. If you win, you could walk away with a cash value of more than $781 million. You can watch tonight's drawing live on WRAL before our 11 o'clock newscast.
And Santa Claus is getting ready to pull an all-nighter to deliver Christmas presents all over the world. And NORAD is tracking his journey. You've got a live look here from their official Santa tracker. Right now it shows that Santa is headed to Australia. Before we told you that he was in Russia, and he has delivered almost 950 million gifts. NORAD has been tracking Santa since 1955. They say they use radar to track where St. Nick is headed and where he was last spotted. They'll be updating their tracker throughout the day and night.
We know that Rudolph's infrared nose provides an excellent heat signature for our radar, satellites, and fighter jets to track and detect Santa as he makes his way on his most important mission of the year.
All right, you and your kiddos can track Santa online or call the number on your screen to talk directly to the Santa tracker. They'll be able to tell you his exact location anywhere around the world. Travel warning, airport lines are expected to be long this holiday season. The programs and money-saving advice that could make your trip smoother.
Plus, before you unwrapped, that holiday gift might come with a return surprise. 5 on Your Side explains the rules shoppers need to know now to avoid frustration after Christmas.
And we have spring-like feel temperatures in the air as Santa Claus is getting ready to come to town. You're taking a live look now at Fenton and Cary. Ahead, meteorologist Chris Michaels explains who could see showers and who could see temps in the 70s.
.45 starting to warm things up in South Wake County, making it into the 50s in Holly Springs and Fuquay right now. Garner and Knightdale 49, Raleigh, Morrisville at 47, and temperatures will continue to climb. If you want to get a little bit of fresh air on this Christmas Eve, we'll be in the 60s as soon as 11 a.m. and near 70 by 1 p.m. We're starting to see this mix of sun and clouds developing where you've got some of these fair weather cirrus clouds over parts of Wake County and areas to the west, but even still expecting it to be a warm day with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s for your Christmas Eve. Christmas Day looking at highs 65 to 70 as well. Just got to get through some early morning showers. We'll show you when and where we expect those to be coming up in a few minutes.
All right, your time now is 8:46. We've got a live look now at I-87 and Lizard Lick Road. We're not monitoring any issues so far this morning. We know that the roads are going to be packed, especially later. So be sure to take us with you on the go. Tune in to 101.5 HD3.
Have some good news. There's still time to donate to our annual Coats for the Children drive. Last week, we brought our donation total to more than $136,000. You can still donate coats to your local Jiffy Lube or give by going to WRAL.com. We'll continue to take donations through the end of the year to make sure every child has a coat to keep them warm this winter. Now, if you're making those final Christmas preparations, don't forget to keep those gift return policies in mind.
Yes, so many stores are already offering extended holiday returns, but those rules depend on where you shop. So to walk you through all of this, here's 5 on Your Side's Keely Arthur.
Once the gifts are gone from under the tree, the clock starts ticking on returns, and every store has different rules.
At Walmart, most items purchased between October 1st and December 31st can be returned until January 31st. But there are some exceptions, especially for electronics and third-party marketplace sellers. Amazon also offers extended holiday returns. Most items bought between November 1st and December 31st can be returned until January 31st of the next year. But some items, like Apple products, perishables, or customized goods, have a shorter window or aren't returnable at all. And Macy's allows returns on most items purchased from early October through the end of December until the end of January. But certain brands and designer items are excluded. Target's deadlines come sooner, with most holiday purchases needing to be returned by January 24th. And finally, GameStop extending returns on holiday purchases until January 15th.
Be sure to hold on to your receipts and keep the original packaging. And if you can, try to return in person versus online via shipping. It's going to be more efficient and less expensive. Keely Arthur, 5 on Your Side.
Fans of the hit TV show Stranger Things, they're turning down big numbers on Broadway.
And Taylor Swift is getting in the holiday spirit. Let's take a look at what's trending. All right, Taylor Swift is helping people in need this holiday season. She donated $1 million to Feeding America. All this money will go towards helping the nonprofit's network of 200 food banks across the country. On social media, the CEO said the donation was a powerful reminder of what's possible when we unite to end hunger.
You know, we've been saying it all morning. It's good to give, especially somebody of her caliber. Now, fans of Stranger Things, they're turning out on Broadway during the TV show's final season. The Broadway production, Stranger Things, The First Shadow, debuted in April, but just turned in its biggest week at the box office since opening. The show is a prequel to the Netflix hit show, and a new batch of episodes drops on Netflix tonight, and the series finale debuts on New Year's Eve. I mean, this show is the talk of the town. Everywhere I go.
And I'm so behind because I have not watched it. So now, after hearing all of the hype, the Broadway show, and now the series finale, I think I'm going to go ahead and tune into Stranger Things.
You've been influenced.
I've been influenced, and it has a triangle connection, so I should support.
You absolutely should. It's a very good show.
So the TSA is warning passengers to expect long lines at airports, but there are some things that you can do to make your trip a little bit smoother. TSA has a program called TSA Cares that offers free assistance to all eligible passengers. Travel experts also recommend TSA PreCheck. It costs around $85, and it's good for 5 years. Right now, a second person in your family gets $15 off if you enroll together before the end of the year.
Even if the line looks long in pre-check, it moves so much faster because you don't have to take things out of your bag. You go through a metal detector instead of that scanner.
Also recommends not parking at the airport instead of using the app Spot Hero to find much cheaper options that are still very close to the airport.
Holiday travel is challenging, but in California, a looming rainstorm may make it impossible for many. Emergency crews in Santa Barbara plan to have additional units deployed as the storm moves through the area. The California Highway Patrol will also increase enforcement, reminding drivers to stay focused behind the wheel.
Time for California there. I know that we can see what's going on here, but just a difficult situation, tough time of year.
Yeah, exactly. It's really like bad timing.
Right.
So it's not the kind of Christmas green and red that you want to see when you look at the flood risk in California, especially near and to the north of Los Angeles. Back here at home, we've got this mix of sunshine and some fair weather cirrus clouds that are moving off of Virginia's Blue Ridge. But right now, check this out. Roxborough's already at 61 degrees. That's kind of an anomaly in the area. Fayetteville, Goldsboro, Holly Springs at 50, Gary at about 46. As we go toward midday, all of us get into the middle 60s, and by the afternoon, you're looking at high temperatures mainly in the low 70s out there. Hour by hour tomorrow, though, we're going to watch out for some showers that move into parts of the area, mostly near into the north and east of the triangle. These would be scattered up until late morning. So temperatures will be slow to climb as we start out the day on Christmas. But as we head into the afternoon, we'll start to see more of the area at about 65 to 70 degrees. Where you stay drier farther to the south, you could make a run at 70, 71, 72. Meanwhile, in Roanoke Rapids, it'll only be in the low to mid 60s only. That's still well above average for this time of year. However, heading into Friday, this front sags south of the area. That 54 is probably going to be closer to midnight. It's going to be a lot cooler on Friday. Initially, it looked like this front was going to be to the north. That is not at all the case this time around. So Friday is going to be cool. However, we warm things right back up as we head towards Saturday and Sunday. Highs in the 60s and 70s. Rain comes through Sunday night, and then we actually get a legit taste of winter. So right now, it kind of feels like spring. As we head toward next week, it'll be complete opposite. So for today, high temperatures, upper 60s and lower 70s. Cold start to the morning on your Christmas with a few scattered showers. Shouldn't go ruining any kind of plans. We'll be warmer and relatively drier by the afternoon. And there's the weekend up and down. We go from 70 Saturday to lows in the 20s first thing Tuesday morning.
All right, Chris, before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers. We'll also get another check on weather and traffic coming up next.